So, why fruit salad?
I was playing billiards, but I can't tell you where. I was probably asleep when it happened. After all, my dream was strange. I then woke up in the graveyard with Judge dead. I have no idea how I got there or what happened. All in all, the fruit salad was very, very tasty.
Well, thank you very much for your testimony, Mr. Erlenmeyer. God damn it, that's what they work with. God damn it. I'm getting flashbacks. I'm getting flashbacks of their fan case now. That's probably where they got the goddamn, like, joke from, and I love the joke there. God, I love this. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Justice. Yay, fruit salad, ahoy. Time to become the chef and parse through this.
I was playing billiards. I can't tell you where.
You're playing pool? What? I'm pretty sure swimming pools anyway are completely closed in winter, but like, we have not seen anything about a pool table anywhere. And you were, playing billiards 2 nights ago.
Yes.
My next thought was carpooling. Please, tell us where you were playing. Carpooling out of the prison break, carpooling with your brother. And on Paul strings, we're carpooling out of this town. Please tell us where you were playing. Please, Mr. Erlenmeyer. This isn't helping your case. Yesterday you said that you're innocent, and always have been. Why won't you say it now?
I don't remember saying that.
Crap, well, the whole thing we can't even bring up him up. Like what we talked about in Detention Center, like, it's not evidence, it's just purely just between them, it's private. Yeah.
I hope I'm innocent, but I'm not sure. I guess if it's that important, I can tell you.
Really? Where?
I was playing billiards at a pool table.
Blasphemy! Sorry, it's one of my pet peeves. Oh my god. Wait, that's a pet peeve. Oh, explain the obvious. Oh, okay. But I'm Captain Obvious. Sir, where was this pool table?
I can't tell you.
Oh, I see. Please. This is why you never asked defendants to testify, rookie. I mean, Phoenix did in the third game, and me didn't like in one of her did that in one of her cases. It helped worked out actually. So, shut your trap, you. Never pays in their favor. You're just unlucky the serial killer doesn't have a good attorney, since that has made your job a lot easier. Well, shut up, you. I managed to prove that he escaped jail. I'm like the last case. Oh shit, he actually did commit a crime. God damn it, it's not gonna make this worse. And mine too. Please continue your testimony, witness. Okay, your job is way much easier now. Have fun with that. I'll be sitting here with the first loss then. This is making me look like a fool.
I was probably asleep when it happened. After all, my dream was strange.
Your dream? Tell us about it. Psychology time. There's plenty to ask about here. Why probably? What was your dream? Where were you? Probably? What do you mean by probably? Do you mean maybe? Why did you say you were probably asleep? Because he can't prove he was. We know he wasn't since he was awake, murdering. Shush you. I was asking the witness, Mrs. Spool.
I thought I was asleep, but the noises seemed real.
That seems like important information. Please add it to your testimony. I was playing billiards, but I can't tell you where. Probably asleep when it happened. Okay, after all, my dream was strange. Well, I guess, like, it added that new testimony, but, like, later on, so let me ask you the question real quick. Unless that also changes, like, the new statement, which, oh boy, we'll figure out from there, then. What was your dream? What did you dream about?
It was dark. I was trapped, and the ostriches were fighting.
What, you're at a zoo or something? That seems like important information. Please edit your testimony. Oh my god. Okay, so it's new information everywhere. Okay. We'll go back to that later then. I thought I was asleep, the noises seemed real. It was dark, I was trapped, and the ostriches were fighting. Oh, those two. Wait, it changes the rest, the whole testimony? Oh boy, oh. Thought I was asleep, but the noises seemed real. There were noises?
From the fruit salad, the corn had ears, and the potato has eyes.
What noises did the fruit salad make?
Heavy breathing. Something like a siren. Someone saying, please.
Police? Oh, you probably heard police. This will imply you heard the car alarm and subsequent phone call. So he would have only been half asleep. Why does that matter? If there was a third person in the scene, he might have heard his voice. Mr. Erlenmeyer, did you hear anyone else speak in your dream?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations, antennas. Damn it. You're not tuning to the right frequency of his mind right now, okay? You just had the defendant admit there was no third party to the scene. Truly brilliant. I couldn't have done it better myself. But wait. Just because he didn't hear anyone else speak doesn't mean no one else was there. That's not the point. You are the one disputing the police's theory, so you are the one who needs to present evidence. Whether you fail to prove something or prove it isn't true, result is the same. A guilty verdict. Yay. Well, don't get carried away, Miss Poole. We still need to finish examining this testimony. Not that I think it'll be of much use. Oh yeah, wait. Everyone's been calling her Mrs. Poole? I thought she wasn't married. I thought her last husband died. Oh my, and she went back to this country for the case. Please continue, witness. I'm surprised no one pointed out that corn is a grain and potatoes are vegetables. We don't care about that right now. My god. It was dark, I was trapped, and the ostriches were fighting. What the heck? It's literally just a whole thing of proving to me what he's saying, in a roundabout way. Ostriches?
Yes. We were playing Scrabble, and they started fight.
My gosh, they were complaining about what word was actually a real word.
Trifilio Camelus for a triple score bonus.
Let me guess. You're going to come up with some Freudian explanation for the dream, where Scrabble is his childlike purity and the ostriches are his innocence, right? Obviously, Scrabble is wealth and ostriches are fear. Where are we going for this? No, I was going to point out the obvious contradiction. If it was dark, how could he see the ostriches fighting? It was a dream. Yeah. Right. Oh, okay. Mr. Justice, I'll never get that minute of my life back. Please bring us back to reality, Miss Fool. Okay, Apollo, thank you for ventriloquizing the judge. Okay. Oh, God.
I then woke up in the graveyard with Judge dead.
Okay. We'll just go down these statements and go back to the original statement, because, like, Jesus, that was great. Like, of course, like, dreams are like that. Like, you have the whole, like, visual scene in your head, but, like, you just know information which you don't feel like you should if you're playing a character in that. I had several dreams like that. Were you immediately arrested or interrogated first?
I opened my eyes. A policewoman said, "You're under arrest for the murder of Judge Chambers." I was handcuffed before I woke up. I didn't know what was going on.
Was that cruel treatment really necessary? That just sounds like normal arrest procedure, though. Was killing 13 people really necessary? Or are you gonna say 20? When you find a serial killer sleeping in someone's blood, you don't greet him with a cup of coffee. Well, I mean, if you're nice enough, then yeah. But they could have both been the victim of an accident. That's as likely as you making a valid point in court. See last case. The investigation showed it wasn't an accident. Besides, we're not here to discuss the conditions of the defendant's arrest. If you don't have a more relevant point, I propose we move on. Yeah. Agreed. I have no idea how I got there or what happened. That sounds like a nothing statement, but let's go anyway. Just to be completely sure. Well, can't help you there. I think he's as confused about as I am. An innocent serial killer wakes up at a crime scene with no idea how he got there or what happened. You should write books. That would have been much more preferable to killing people. Of course, the reality is much simpler. And then Maya walked to the cemetery and murdered Judge Chambers in cold blood, fully aware of everything. It's the wrong place at the wrong time. He's being deliberately vague because he cannot come up with any explanation for himself. I must agree, this sounds like a badly thought out lie. Like when I told my father all the chocolate simply disappeared. Did you admit to lying of stealing chocolate from your parents' house? We need to put you in arrest right now. No, that's not it. The real killer must have taken advantage of Erlenmeyer's mental state to frame him for the crime. but then that would just mean... I mean, they have like a whole thing in like psychology? But I have no idea who did it or how. All in all, the fruit salad was very tasty. I want to know, was it a 10 out of 10, full 5 stars? So, oh god, no, the fruit salad's power is too strong. What made the salad so good?
It was chewy.
Ew. Wait, what? Oh god, don't tell me. Erlenmeyer's testimony makes no sense. Just bear with it, Polly. I'm sure you'll find something. Yeah. What's with Ria's shirt? Wait, what? Why can't you just have regular sleeves? Please don't get sidetracked, Mr. Justice. Why do you say that out loud? And I bet Strings would be able to command more authority if he looked more like Marshall. Why are you saying all this out loud? Wait, what? Hey, Polly. Huh? What? We can hear you.
To think I gave you a second chance.
No, Your Honor, I think you look great. Forget it, Mr. Justice. Just continue cross-examination. Oops. What the hell? Don't forget that Erlenmeyer's your client, Polly. If you find a contradiction, think it through first and make sure it doesn't hurt your case. Maybe. If there's nothing, you'll get a guilty verdict for sure. Considering I can't get much worse, I think I just need to point out any and all contradictions I might find. Well, you did it with the dream, Emma. Look where that got you. It was probably asleep after all. Okay, the dream. Let's go back to the probably part. Even though I don't think it's much to work with, let's go with it. Why did you say you were probably asleep? Okay, we can't skip through this real quick. We know he wasn't murdering. Shush, you. Stop thinking of murder. That's not good for your health. Noises seem real. What noises? The noises seem real. It's dark. Okay, no, I just knew. The ostriches. Okay, that didn't really add anything. Oh, did it actually add that statement, then the ostriches one came afterwards? Oh, okay. So we just get all of them. God damn it, not that again. God damn it. Okay, plenty to ask about here. Okay, now where were you? Where were you while you were falling asleep?
I was just doing things I had to do.
Like playing pool?
Like playing with the mice. The usual.
The mice? That seems like important information. Please add to your testimony.
I was playing billiards, okay,
and then like, so the mice probably is the one thing we can add because the mice lab, the high school classroom. I thought I was asleep, but the noises seemed real. It was dark, I was trapped, and the ostriches were fighting. I was just doing things I had to do, like playing with the mice. The usual. Okay, press, then present. Is this one of your half-truth, half-nonsense things, or just all nonsense?
How should I know?
I don't know how my mind works. That helps tremendously.
Mr. Justice?
Yeah?
If you cannot understand what I'm saying, I never lie.
Okay, so why were the ostriches fighting? Mr. Erlenmeyer. Okay, so it's just a roundabout way to saying, okay, the ostriches were actually, I guess, the culprit, or like, and the victim, actually? The culprit and the victim fighting, I guess?
Offer not valid Wednesday through Monday. We're closed Tuesday.
It's like trying to catch the wind in a net. Polly? Never mind. Do you have a tissue? Wait, what? Sure. Are you okay? Yeah, I just need to blow my nose, thanks. What's she gonna tell me? Blow your nose. Wait, what? I don't quite understand. Okay. Okay, let's skip ahead then. So, like, literally, it's literally just presenting the mice like he was playing with the laboratory. But then, the mice were infected with a virus, so... You were the one who injected the mice with it? The virus? Playing the mice as usual. It's just simple as presenting mice. Look, mouse. Objection! Mr. Erlenmeyer, when you mention mice, do you by any chance mean these?
How did you...
I'd done my homework in school. As the court can plainly see, this is a mouse. However, there are two interesting characteristics of this mouse. One thing, it's a mouse. Other thing, it's also a mouse. First, it's infected with a rare virus. And second, it was found in a very specific location. Erlenmeyer's old biology classroom at Larry Budd's high school. We can determine from Erlenmeyer's reaction just now that this is the same mouse in his testimony. So if he had been spending quality time with this mouse, he had to have been in that classroom. And that doesn't change anything. Well, it kind of just, well, I guess. Like, it just proves he was there before the cemetery thing, I guess. Well, not really prove it. It changes everything. It proves that he wasn't there at the cemetery, even though he woke up there. I have a piece of evidence that, when coupled with this discovery, will lead to a radical change in the court's interpretation of the events that night. Ambitious today, aren't we? This pantheon evidence had better not be disappointing. If you're gonna work up all this hype, you need to be prepared for the consequences when you don't deliver. Right, Your Honor? Yes, if you're just bluffing, a civil penalty won't satisfy me. Not a problem. I have just what I need. If Erlenmeyer was really in a classroom, they are gonna need to deal with this. Okay, if he was in the classroom, they need to deal with the photos? That should be the next thing, but let's say, just in case, I don't want a double penalty. So, like, the photos itself, like, because all the mysterious bus killings, like, the photos, like, are always of the victim, but in this case, it was Robert Erlenmeyer himself, which is a weird thing to have change now. We all had faulty assumptions from the start, and those assumptions stem from these pictures. Yesterday, a janitor at Larry Budd's high school reported that the biology classroom had been vandalized overnight. We've seen pictures everywhere and a page of music signed Charles Darwin. In other words, he stumbled upon a crime scene for a mysterious bus killing. Get to the point. While investigating, we quickly assumed that it was the work of an imposter, because the condition of the classroom contradicted a certain piece of evidence. Okay, because it contradicted a certain piece of evidence. Like, what was that? We either prove, like, what exactly, like, we thought it was a faulty assumption of. God damn it. Because of, I guess the actual HT5 files here at work. Another save, like, against the comparing it. That's a pretty hefty file. Which part are you referring to? God damn it, we're doing this. Okay, where's the MO page? Victims' bedrooms, fake photos of victims. Okay, page 2B or not 2B? That is the question. Okay, victim data, suspect data, trial data. Okay, I didn't recognize the titles on there. Case summary. Case summary. If the court will look at this case summary page, it'll see the pictures of the victim were found at each crime scene. The pictures in the classroom were of Robert Erlenmeyer, the supposed killer. The logical conclusion is that it was simply an imposter, as you said yourself. Yes, that's what I thought at first, too. However, at the time, I had no idea that Erlenmeyer was actually in the classroom that night. But once you accept that fact, the imposter theory is no longer plausible. Especially the staves and, like, the photoshopped, like, you know, photos, like, match up really well, then, like, it must be the same person, then. If Erlenmeyer was there, and he is the killer, would he really let the imposter do his work? And quite badly at that. Badly. He obviously did it to throw the investigation off track. Would he really do something like that? Hey, Polly, do you know why I wear headphones whenever I shop at hardware stores? No, why? What does this have to do with anything? Because you want to listen to music? Because I don't want to listen to the lies they try to sell. Do we really need to hear about this right now, Rhea? That's exactly what this is. Polly, it's time to put on your thinking headphones. Don't go around about me now. You're confusing me. God damn it. Yeah, glad to see we agree. What the hell? Miss Poole, I'm sorry, but there is much more sensible explanation for the pictures. Robert Erlenmeyer wanted to kill himself as a victim by the wrong photos. Wanted to kill himself as a victim by the wrong photos. If we're going the whole fact that Robert Erlenmeyer is innocent, then was the intended victim then? On the night of December 27th, Robert Erlenmeyer was not preparing to kill Judge Chambers. He was about to be killed by the real mysterious bus killer. The fact that every detail of the crime scene besides the photos matches the serial killer's usual MO proves it wasn't just a copycat. Okay, so Robert Erlenmeyer is literally just proved to be fine as well. So it can basically everything that was in the psychological report is fine to actually take care of, like introvert, loner, passive, weak, nonviolent. Okay, at least that's it gets cleared up then. Okay, all proves okay. Plus, the photographs match up if Erlenmeyer really is the intended victim. Not only is Erlenmeyer innocent of this murder, but also every other mysterious bust murder. What? That's utterly, completely insane. If my theory is so insane, then come in and disprove it then. I've done it. I turned the case around. That's not the way things work, rookie. I don't need to disprove that theory. However, I can and will show you how ludicrous it is. Well, then come at me, present it. First of all, Erlenmeyer has already confessed to the crime. You're not wrong there, and he knows about it. And he confessed and, like, tried to... He framed himself for the murders? That doesn't make any sense. He literally had to be, like, at a crime scene to, like, know about that, and then if he's innocent. He must have been. If it was not Nathan's, then like some of the other ones, and then out of nowhere decided to confess to the police then. Okay. He's mentally unstable. Or is he? You can't ignore the fact that he confessed to the crime multiple times. Psychiatric report, let's go with that. He was declared guilty for those crimes in a court of law. Yeah, but he literally was... The whole forged psychiatric report and all that. Do you want me to bring up that crime that you did right now? Would you? Plus, you failed to present a single piece of evidence that incriminates anyone besides the defendant. Even you should have the mental capacity to remember that you couldn't prove a third person was in the cemetery. Well, for now. The only thing I can think of is the gum, but like... we don't even have DNA for it, god damn it. Do you expect us to wait for you to receive an epiphany from God? Either you can prove it, or you can't. And finally, if Erlenmeyer was the intended victim, why is he alive and well while Judge Chambers is in the next world? And what was Erlenmeyer found in Chambers' blood with his fingerprints in the steering wheel? Why indeed. Why did he turn up in a Forest Bone Cemetery when the last thing he remembers is being with his mice in the biology classroom? He went there to kill Judge Chambers, of course. But how could he have known that Chambers would be there? How dependent on why the victim himself was there? It was the wrong place, the wrong time deal. It was not planned at all. Precisely. The victim was the cemetery at that time by chance. It was just a big accident. An accident. That's right. Chambers had intended to visit the cemetery that afternoon, for it was the anniversary of his brother's death. However, when he got home from the trial, he mistakenly mistook his sulfurics for his tranquilizer pills. All that, okay. They are very identical, like, pill bottles, so... Yeah, that all makes sense. And all of that. As a result, he slept until about midnight. Panicked, he rushed to the cemetery in the middle of the night. Although someone might have anticipated that Chambers would visit the graveyard, there's no way they would guess he'd mixed up his pills. That's also supposition, honestly. What's your point? It's good, circumstantial evidence, but it doesn't actually prove it. It makes sense for why he was there that late, though. My point is the killer couldn't have known Chambers would be in the graveyard at the time. You already said that, but it doesn't make a difference. If Erlenmeyer planned it, or if he was by chance, they met and Erlenmeyer killed Chambers. You can't deny that simple truth. Hey, Polly. Do you know why I hate playing billiards on the pool table? Are you just trying to do jokes at this time like this? Because you're a stickler for syntax? He kinda is, god damn it. Because it just isn't right. Just like this. I swear, you're trying to make jokes at a time like this, not right now. It's not even funny jokes anyway. Yeah. It's not as simple as you may think, Miss Poole. It raises an important issue, and that issue is... Like, every time you talk, Rhea, we just get pulled out of it, god damn it. Motive, the MO, the premeditation. I literally just completely lost track of the conversation. Why? Motive, the MO, the premeditation. Premeditation. If they met by chance, then the murder could not have been premeditated. I never said it was. God damn it. I was completely off track, but like the MO though. Whether it was or wasn't, it won't help your client. Was this the important issue you mentioned before, Mr. Justice? I don't even know what we're talking about anymore, god damn it. No, the issue is something else entirely. In other words, you were just having a completely pointless conversation with the prosecution. Yeah, I guess. But I suppose you won't mind this completely pointless penalty. Okay, at least it was a small one this time. What was the important issue in this time making this relevant? The motive, the MO? Motive-wise, that makes sense for why I judge what the whole fight would happen, though. Because we already also outlined that Robert Erlenmeyer's whole thing, but the MO? Mysterious bus killer always follows a specific modus operandi when killing his victims. And killing a random passerby wasn't a part of it. How can you know that? Although we know the mysterious bus killer killed at least 12 victims, is it really the motive? I'm completely out of... I don't understand what this is going for. How can you know that? Although we know the mysterious bus killer killed at least 12 victims due to the crime scene, you were about to say 20 before. He still could have killed many more people with a different method. You can't prove the contrary. If I remember correctly, the police found bodies dumped in forests and lakes which they believe were victims of the mysterious bus killer. How do you know that? But enough about this. Was this the important issue you mentioned before, Mr. Justice? God damn it, we failed all of them. Issue was entirely something, in other words, you were just having a completely pointless conversation with the prosecution. I guess. Yeah, have fun with that, Polly. Eat those crackers. It's relevant. The motive? What was the conversation now that actually went to from the motive was now debunked? Oh, like, wait, you're saying because by chance there was no motive, like, meet him there and kill him, but, like, it doesn't really prove it was by the chance that it was like that, though. Okay. It's the motive now. This means Erlenmeyer didn't specifically plan to meet and kill Chambers. Well, that could be shown by the MO, too. Why would Erlenmeyer do so once he got to the cemetery? He's a serial killer. He doesn't need a motive to kill anyone. Of course, if there was anyone Erlenmeyer's motive to kill, it's Judge Chambers. Yeah. Yes, the explanation worked quite nicely. Yeah, even still. Erlenmeyer killed Judge because he sent us to prison. That's the motive we all assume this time, but does it really work? If we're gonna go down this whole rabbit hole now, and I'm just gonna keep saving decisions now because it works, doesn't work. But, like, it's a fine motive, but, like... I guess we gotta say it doesn't? No, that motive might seem logical at first glance, but upon closer inspection, it doesn't work at all. The idea that Erlenmeyer wished to kill Judge Chambers in an act of revenge? It contradicts an event that happened at a certain time and place. What event are you talking about? This event occurred at... Oh, wait, no, I understand what you mean now. Oh, I actually understand what you mean now. I see. When did this event occur? Oh my god. Before December 6th, morning of December 6th, afternoon December 6th. When was that whole thing happened? Chambers request. Oh, we don't have a goddamn autopsy report of everything that happened. I think it was the 26th, the morning? It was either morning or before. It was like in the night. I don't know what they mean by that. Before or morning of. It was like, it was at 1 o'clock. So the morning of. On the morning of December 26th at 1 a.m. in Erlenmeyer's cell, I probably don't even remember the whole time thing. They didn't bring up the weird connection that this new crime happened exactly at 1 a.m. as well. Erlenmeyer and Chambers stood face to face, as we all know very well. If Erlenmeyer truly wanted to kill Chambers, he would have done so 3 days ago, when he had the perfect opportunity. Not necessarily. 2 nights ago, Erlenmeyer and Chambers were alone at the same time and place, and one of them would wound up dead. For real this time. So why was he killed? There had to be a reason. She's right. There has to be a reason Judge was killed. It's not the same exact reason why. Robert Erlenmeyer had a perfect chance to kill Judge right there, but like, I guess you can also excuse the fact that they had to keep him alive to like make it like point to have someone. Yeah, if they really wanted to disguise the fact it was a prison break. They had to keep him alive, so, like, yeah. It's not that strong, but it's a good point, though. Especially if Erlenmeyer was the intended victim and Judge was there by accident. But I have no idea what it was. Hey, Polly. Oh my god, another joke if you're... Do you know why I always put strawberry chewing gum and lemon chewing gum in the same box? What? Because you're weird? Because I want to experience both sides of the chewing gum world. Because I want to see the big picture. Wait, what? Recall everything you know about Robin Erlenmeyer and Judge, and the truth will become clear. Oh, of course! Mrs. Poole, you thought you had me, didn't you? Well, you don't, since I now know the real reason for Chambers' murder. The real motive? I just have a stinking feeling now. Oh god. Chambers saw something he shouldn't have. Chambers was taken for someone else. Self-defense accident. Self-defense accident. Self-defense. None of these are exactly Judge Chambers fighting back. So Chambers saw something he shouldn't have? Doesn't make sense for like mistaken for someone else, especially if like the car was on, like the alarm and all that. Especially since the Judge was knocked against the car, the alarm went off, and he died from being run over by the car. Oh god. The mysterious bus killer was compared to an animal many times. Mrs. Poole, what do certain animals do when they're threatened? Oh, you're pulling the psychiatric report again. Run? No. Attack. Let me just pull it up. I read through it, just in case. Again. Where was it again? We'll aim for the neck, like the survival instinct of a killing animal. Yeah. But... oh god, I don't want to address that other thing that I just realized right yet. Some do, but others attack. Mercilessly. If you have some grandiose speech prepared, just skip it and get to the point. I like speaking profoundly. It's my whole shtick. I'm sure the jurors would like to get home already. Well, they're gonna be here for quite a while. What if the murderer killed Chambers because Chambers threatened him in some way? The murderer killed Chambers because Chambers threatened him in some way. Threatened? Because he saw something he shouldn't have. That was the only sensible option there, but... for what? Get to the point, Antennas. What is this something you're talking about? Intended murder, of course. Oh, so you're saying the real mysterious bus killer, like, led Robert Erlenmeyer somewhere, or was trying to, and, like, we're just gonna kill them? Kill him? We know that Erlenmeyer was the intended victim from the biology classroom. We can conclude from that, and from Erlenmeyer's and Chambers' presence at the crime scene, that Chambers was murdered because he saw the real killer about to murder Erlenmeyer. What?
Objection! Objection!
Okay, why are you saying it again? You've gone back to your ridiculous third-person nonsense. We've already established there was no one else at the cemetery. That's not true anymore. Unfortunately. You have that fanciful narrative, but all it boils down to is the presence of a third person now. Are you really gonna say that there was a third person in the scene who killed the victim, framed the defendant, and left without leaving any trace whatsoever? No. I call arguments like that the "please believe me" defense. I have tangible evidence that proves Erlenmeyer is guilty. You have a fictional story based on absolutely nothing, but even circumstantial evidence. I believe Erlenmeyer is an alien before I believe your story. A fictional story with no evidence, huh? How many holes are in your story pool? What about the newest mysterious bus crime scene that proves Erlenmeyer was the intended victim? It can go back and forth, but like, I think we have bigger problems to worry about right now. What about the fact that your motive is falling apart? You said it yourself. There had to be a reason for this murder. You've got some nerve, rookie. Motive is only necessary when you're trying to challenge the established truth. When you have other, decisive evidence on your side, it becomes secondary. I believe you're the one who mentioned before that motive was one essential component for a guilty verdict. But she also mentioned that with a serial killer, you don't have to have a motive. Which, oh boy, I was trying to think of a motive this whole time. Thinking of that new way now. Oh god. So we don't know why Erlenmeyer killed Chambers. So what? You don't know why he killed a dozen of people, and that didn't stop a guilty verdict. Maybe that's been the problem the entire time. Maybe Erlenmeyer thought it was too cold and like the color judge's car, the model. Oh man, I can't believe it. You have a different color car than me. A death sentence. Maybe you have a sudden impulse to kill he didn't have 3 days ago, or whatever reason. Everybody does strange, inexplicable things. Can you imagine what it would be like for someone as unstable as Erlenmeyer? But his psychiatric report says he's completely passive. So true, I have to offset all plates at sea by 2 degrees, or I can't still look at them. That just means you have OCD. Moving on. The point is we can always find something. Except you. Admit already, you're stuck. You're just throwing out wild guesses at this point. Not denying it? Tell us the identity of this third person. Give us proof of his presence. If you can't do these 2 things, I don't see a point in humoring your wild theory any longer. Do you, Your Honor? No, I don't. Mr. Justice, you've been continually trying to point out the inconsistencies in Mrs. Poole's arguments. Successfully. A few times. That's all meaningless if you can't come up with your own solid argument in the end. It's possible there was a third person in the scene, but it's also possible that a unicorn appeared and mauled the victim to death. Oh, actually sounds pretty likely now thinking about it. Good idea, good idea. There's no escaping the question this time. Tell me who the real murderer is and a good reason to believe you, or I will turn this case over to the jury right now. Ugh, I'm cornered again. I don't have time to think or improvise. He's really serious. I honestly don't have an answer to them now. I could go with my first hunch, but I don't really have the evidence. I'm not really sure it's right anymore. What do I do? Your Honor, Please hurry up, Mr. Justice. I don't mean to be cruel, but even my patience has limits. Give it up already. There's no use delaying anymore. But please, Your Honor, it's not that I have nothing to say. It's just that I need some time to lift my idea together. Mr. Justice, I think you have plenty of time already. I know, but... Mr. Justice? What's that look on your face? I don't believe it, but... Spit it out already. I know who did it, and I have incriminating evidence for it. Really, Polly? Yeah. What? Impossible. You better not be bluffing this time, Mr. Justice. For your client's sake. First, I'll give the name, then the evidence. Here comes justice. Oh boy, first guess. You probably, oh god, you brought it up. And the evidence? Polly, what are you doing? Trying to accuse your own assistant just to stall for time? Oh boy. I never thought I'd see the day when a defense attorney stoops so low. No, I... Are you serious about this, Mr. Justice? Yes. If you are so serious, why do you present nonsensical evidence? Doesn't prove anything. I helped you in court before! Oh god, they have... Oh god. I even put aside that Erlenmeyer killed my own brother and helped you today! Think about all the times I urged you on today. Would I really do that in front of the killer? I can't believe you do something like this. Couldn't you have thought about it for one little second before opening your mouth? Apollo Justice. I hate you. Rhea, wait. Mr. Justice, you can settle your personal conflicts at the end of this trial, which I'm sure will be in just a moment. Objection! Get back here, Rhea. I mean it. Oh boy, here we go. Mr. Justice, I've already... Give me a chance to explain myself, Your Honor. Please. What is it, Apollo? This better be good. It will be, Rhea. I must say, for such a wonderful liar, you're pretty sloppy today. Yeah, she's been saying it. Oh, she's been doing these nonsensical... Oh, God. She was... Oh, God. She brought up all that weird nonsensical stuff to, like, to throw us all off track. Oh god. It worked. Oh god, it worked. What? Oh no. Earlier today, you mentioned putting strawberry and lemon gum in the same box. I didn't give that comment a second thought. Until now. Chewing gum? You're basing a murder accusation on offhand remark about chewing gum? I have right here 2 pieces of chewing gum found next to the victim's car. And we never actually went to the crime scene with Rhea, and the gum wasn't there at the crime scene, including the car. The game didn't make it a clear chance to show that Rhea was there the last time we looked. One is strawberry flavored, the other lemon. I believe that matches up exactly with what you said earlier, Rhea. So what? That doesn't prove anything. We can assume they came from the same box since they were so close to each other. How many people do you think put different flavors of chewing gum in the same box, let alone strawberry and lemon? I had to say not many. So what? Are you really going to deny that these pieces of gum are yours, Rhea? Apollo, when did they ever deny anything like that? Huh? I said it didn't prove anything. It didn't say they weren't mine. But if they were yours, that's basically admitting it. Think, Apollo. I suppose I gave you a bit too much credit. Remember that card I gave you when we first met? What does your card to do with anything? Like, you just said it was a skeleton on it. Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh, the cutest skeleton I've ever seen. It's pink. Okay, what does that prove anything? Yeah, I have it right here. Would you mind reading what it says on there? Rhea Witz, funeral director. That's right, funeral director. I dropped the gum on one of my many visits to the cemetery. Oh, no, you're going with that one. No, screw you. There's nothing more to it. Oh, yes, there is. What kind of game are you playing, Apollo? It's called Finding the Truth. And with my bracelet gone, I can still tell if she's hiding something. You dropped those pieces of gum at the time of the crime, and I can prove it. Weather report, where is it? Where art thou? Weather report. Snow between 12:30 and 1:10 a.m. the morning of the crime. The evidence is the weather. The weather's gonna prove it all right, just like that, just like the bridge of the turnabout. Yay. What does that mean? It means the weather works mysterious ways. First you say she's a murderer because of gum, and now because of the weather. I suppose if she sneezes in the next minute, that will be decisive proof. Well, she already got a tissue, so she blew her nose, so she's completely fine there, but yeah, no. Let me explain. The pieces of gum were covered in snow when I found them, so they were dropped before it stopped snowing. However, they were not at the bottom of the layer of snow, meaning they were dropped after it started snowing. It was very in the middle layer. This weather report says it was snowing from 12:30 to 1:10 a.m., and it hasn't snowed since. This means the pieces of gum had to be dropped between those times, the time of the murder. You just admitted that these are yours, Rhea. This can only mean one thing. You were at the scene of the crime at the time of the crime. You've been hiding something, and this is it. You were the third person, the one who killed Judge Chambers. You better have a good explanation for this, young lady. Oh boy. Fine, I admit it. You were there. But are you actually the serial killer, or were you also just there by chance? But that doesn't make much sense. You killed your own brother. Really? Oh my god. But I've been lying to protect you, Apollo. You have to believe me. Oh, there's... What? The Robert Erlenmeyer thing? Yeah, right. You're admitting to the crime. A third person in the crime scene, judged being murdered because he saw something. You've been right about a lot of things, Apollo. However, there is one thing you're wrong about. And what's that? You said several times that Erlenmeyer was the intended victim. That's not true. At night, the intended victim was me. Bullshit. What? I was just too scared to say anything. I'm sorry, Apollo.
think I'm gonna fall for this. You're stupider than I thought.
You think you can catch me, you're stupider than I thought, and that's saying something.
Oh my god. This is certainly a shocking turn of events. However, it seems we have a new eyewitness to the murder. Miss Witz, please come into the witness stand. This is your theme song too, thinking about it. It's so dramatic. Oh my god.
Oh boy. Please state your name and occupation. As Paula just mentioned, it says Rhea Witt's funeral director on my business card.
That night the defendant tried to kill you, and then you saw him murder the victim?
Yeah. It's hard to think about, but I have to do what's right. It is you, actually, then. It is you. Oh my god. Hold on. Four, 8, 12 victims, and your brother was the last one. I guess technically here it's the 13th victim. A baker's dozen. Oh my god. Oh my lord. God.
How brave you are. Please don't push her too hard, Mr. Justice.
Okay, Your Honor. He's eating on the palm of her hand. That's another thing. If Rhea, like, she knew about what happened this whole time, about Robert Erlenmeyer being the killer, why didn't you mention it before Paul took the case, or afterwards? You instead went in a whole tangent about why... to literally... to get angry at him for taking the case anyway and running away without saying anything. That's... If you were mad and you wanted Paula not to take the case at all, you could have just mentioned that so easily. Oh no.
Now then, please give the court your testimony of what happened that night.
Alright. Oh my god.